Yeah, can you hear me now? Fucking A, I'm sorry. Told you I'm fucking new at this. Previous. Sorry, you're watching, and I didn't have the volume on. Damn it. My headset's on, but I missed that it didn't connect, so I apologize. I told you I know just enough to be dangerous. Okay. Melange. Wait a minute. B. Cherries. Cherries is blue. So, shit. I'm not going to start over because there's still something for you to watch. You just get the silent film. Shit. What did I tell you? I sat here and talked to everybody and sewed for an hour last week. Never went live. Okay. Um, it's gonna go up like that. So that's kind of funny because I've told the chicken story kind of twice, and you still all have not heard it. Okay, that's not gonna work. We'll do it here like I thought. My bad. Now I feel bad for you. Oh well. This is why we're doing all these little bullshit ones. To work all the kinks out. Okay. That sucks. Oh well. So I linked a new book because I've got to wait for more credits so I can finish the Rachel Aaron one. And I'm listening to one that's actually free on Audible right now. I don't know if you have to have an account, and that's why it's free, because I have the one that you get 2 credits. Right, it's free. But it is from M.M. Crumley, and I linked it to Goodreads. And so now my algorithm will be all, oh well, that's what I get for not knowing what I'm doing. Everybody's got to start somewhere, right? Okay, that's not what I was doing here. This one. Oh, and what murder true crime podcast do you guys listen to? Because I love Small Town Dicks, and I'll go ahead and Blue Shade. I'll go ahead and link that in here too. But and that one's a little different. I like it because of how it's different. It's and if you've heard of it, it's great, isn't it? And if you haven't, I'll tell you about it. It actually Lisa Simpson. Oh my God, what's her name? Um, Yardley Smith. There you go. It runs this podcast with her now husband, retired police detective Dan, and his brother, Detective Dave, twin brother. And now Paul Holes is in it too. And what I like about this one is it takes true crime and tells it from the detective. I mean, we hear the cases, we hear how it ends up on the news, but we don't hear how it fell into this person's lap when they were asleep on a Sunday at 2 a.m. and what their legwork was to get it all and how the deck was stacked against him and how they found the clues and pretty to me it's pretty different. And now with Paul Bowles, he being as his expertise is a little different than the detectives, then he's able to shed light on other things like the blood spatter patterns and what happened here. What in the name of everything that's we're gonna need a cigarette. We are almost done with some of these colors. But it goobered. Here. Goobered here. Alright, so we're just gonna rip out just a little bit, just enough to fix that. Anyway, I've done true crime, morbid. I've done morbid. I didn't stick with morbid. I'm not sure why. Damn it. What other podcasts do you guys listen to? See if I could get one more person to sew with me. That'd be fun. Turn this podcasty. Oh, goobered right at the beginning. We're gonna assume that's fine. Okay, so this must be down at the bottom because this is water. Oops. Don't need to bring that with me. Okay. A, B, C. Thought I'd verify we're doing the right colors here. Oops. Oops, oops. So I usually do a few episodes of a podcast as a palette cleanser in between my books. It sounds really bizarre to say I use true crime, murder, and mayhem as a freaking palette cleanser. Doesn't that just seem wrong? Cosmos. Cosmos. That is not big enough. That's grit. I had a playing out loud the other day. My husband walks over to rub my shoulders and I goes, "What the hell are you listening to?" Right. Got some big pieces on this. So I hope I don't drop any frames, but it does say that I'm streaming low something. Bits? Bits. I don't know what that means. I have to go to the kid that knows it all. That's right. Let's see if that's right. Okay. Yeah. old dog is sleeping, so we don't have to worry about her running around, falling off steps. Okay, let's see if I can just. Oh, is that going to be good enough? Just. Okay. Hey, at least I figured out the volume thing before the whole thing was over. Only 20 minutes. And Kiddo says he does it too sometimes. So we're human. I was trying to figure out what the best way to let you see what number I spin. And I think I'm just going to take my other tablet because I just have this ancient one running that view. That view is an old tablet. Get my current tablet and just set it right here and spin it. Yeah. At least that's what we're going to try. So I seem to be doing this every 4 or 5 days. So this weekend, maybe. I don't lock myself into anything. Don't want it to feel like a job. It's just kind of fun. I'm looking at some peel and stick wallpapers. Anybody messed with that? Did it stay up? I've textured walls. Anybody needs to know that? Let's see. Can I make it out of this piece? I'm press it. I'm gonna try to do like a little remodel of my bedroom with just some piece of plywood, some new trim, paint, and some wallpaper. I'm really liking the peel and stick idea though. But I've moved my sample pieces around just enough that in the middle of the night I hear this it's coming down. Hey, this is the bottom. What is your favorite iron for piecing in your studio? I have been using, and I'm thinking about getting it for the shop too. I did at one point, but one of the people that was sewing regularly didn't like it. But I have one of the Panasonic football shaped cordless guys. Really, I like it. And I think it'd be beneficial for the shop to have one now that we have the long arm. And we could just go press something directly in the long arm. That seems wise. Well, I should turn on the security cameras at the shop and see if I see any deer going to get the water I put out, or any animal. One, two, left side on this, and then one more piece, and we can assemble this quadrant or section. Blah. Good enough. Oops. Damn it. The camera change every time. Okay. What do we got? Oh, did I do it? I did. All right. Guess what that means? That means that we can assemble this. And that's this section. All right. Words say hook 20 and 21 together. 30, 29, 20, 21. All right. And to look at that picture, 20 is doing this, and 21 is going to be like that. So this is where this is going to go. All right. If I have people just tuning in, fuck a duck. Welcome. All right, this is me figuring out how the hell all this live works so that we can have a channel or some lives, whatever the fuck you call it, where I work on a UFO and I probably bitch about it. You can work on a UFO along with me, get yours all together, number them 1 to 20, and that's where we're going to start. Keeping in mind, there's a good reason why 90% of the UFOs are UFOs. Did it not go together right? Did you fuck something up? Did you lose interest in it? Was it a shop sample and I no longer need it? I mean, what? And then they want me to add 22 to it, but before I do that, I'm going to. Hey, Jamie, what the fuck you doing there? Whoops, you're not watching. Okay, so I've explained this a couple times, but I'll explain it this time too. I didn't get to put my paper piecing project on my preferred thinner sewing paper because they were too big. So I had to get stuck using 11 by 14 paper, and it was thick regular paper. And that makes it a little harder to rip because it's thick. It stresses the seams, even if you lower down your stitch length. But still, why? Why do it? So somebody had told me, and I hadn't tried it because I always use thinner paper, but they said to get that seam wet. And if you get that seam wet, then the paper will rip. And it does. We're happy about that. All right. Now, 20 and 21. 22 goes across like that. Calling it quits there, honey? You should. You've been working all day. Ta-da! He's sitting on top of the air conditioner vent. It's 100 degrees outside and he's freezing. I have kind of a confined space right now. I'm not normally in it at this time, but it happens. Let's do the other side. Okay. Now at least if any of you come in, my freaking volume's on. Alright, how am I going to get that? Like that. I thought I heard you go out the back door. One kid's working, one kid's upstreaming. Kid adult. Offspring. What should we call them? Let's see. Let's press that going in a different direction. So being as I was so good at fucking filming with no goddamn audio earlier, I'm kind of glad he's gone. I don't like doing it when somebody's right here listening to me. You guys can listen to me. You're who I'm used to. Yeah. When I stream at the shop, I've got Rhonda, and that's it. All right. 20 and 21, so to 22. This piece now needs to sew to 23. 23 is this. Just to keep that out of the way. I'm going to have to go to a regular glue stick. Not my favorite. I think. Nope. That's going to go like that, I guess. See? Violet. I am not used to doing yours. I got too much room for interpretation here, I think. Okay, anyway, being as I interrupted myself, which I do that all the fucking time. It really doesn't help when I'm high, because then I forget what the fuck I was talking about. Okay, we're gonna try that, I guess. But being as what we're doing here is working on my UFOs, that's what I call them. What do you call them? Do you call them whips, pigs, winds? Just fucking progress? Alright, I'm curious to see how well that lined up. So, we all know the UFO term. Everybody tends to use that one. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, let's water it down. But have you heard of a whip? WIP. I can put these all on the lists if you want, somewhere. I don't know. So a whip is a work in progress. I tried to talk about this earlier. UFO, unfinished object. Let's see if I can get a little water in there. Little in that, right in there. Let it sit for a second. WIM, WIMM, is a work in my mind. So this is a work in progress whip because we're working on it. It's not a UFO. It hasn't been shelved. Um, work in my mind. That's what this whole fucking YouTube thing has been for a while. I was scared to do it. I'm still not sure you all are gonna like it or want it. Realistically, I want you to. I want you to like it. I want you to come and play with me. But if I have fun doing it, even if none of you join, I'd be sad. But oh, Valerie, hi, good evening. They're just quilts. I didn't finish. Yes, I've heard of Whip and UFO. Whim, you like that one? All right. How about hi? Thanks for joining. This is nice. How about Pig? Pigs. Have you heard of that one? I like that one too. So a pig is project in grocery sacks. Funny, huh? So when I first bought the shop, um, so I bought it in July. So we just had 13 years. Fucking insane. And our first shop hop that I've never even been on a shop hop. Yet here I am running my store as part of a shop hop. It was kind of nerve-wracking. But first of all, the customers were so awesome. They were like, "Oh my God, you're brand new. Okay, hey Susie, give her this, give her that, give her a link to this." Everybody helped me out with stuff, and it was amazing. But this woman gave me a copy of this, and it has all these funny things, and I've held onto it. I knew right where it was. How about wombats? Never heard of pigs. Okay. Well, I mean, wink, but yeah. What about wombat? This one's funny. A wombat. Where are we? It's 23. Oh, we're going to set that aside a little bit, and we're going to work on 24, 25, and 26. A wombat is a waste of material, batting, and time. I love it. We all have one. Oh, yep, killed it. I'm going to throw it away. Put it away, don't put it down. Oh, wait, don't put it down. Yes, good old Elmer's. I just don't want to fight with this shit while I'm putting it together. All right. Okay, what's next? Oh, I did the wrong one. Where's 23? 23 is over there. 24, 25, 26. Oh, okay, I guess I got it right. Um, my personal favorite is going to be, well, I don't know. Sable. Stash accumulated beyond life expectancy. All right, 26 goes here. 25 goes. Oh, that's crappy. I'm going to guess that. Well, I don't like that. For the record, put my readers on. There you go. All right, and then there's Toad. Toad is trashed object abandoned in disgust. I have some of those. And I don't have grocery sacks, but I have a lot of fucking bins. Like, I've got, oh, I have way too many UFOs at the shop, too. Because for some reason I got into this stupid, I'll use that term. Like, me, Sable is my favorite. It's true. Let's see. How do you store your unfinished projects? In a pile, one on top of another? I've done that. Pick through the pile and go, oh shit, there's three things here. I tried to put I tried to get these little bins with lids because lids are important and put all my projects in those. And then that just didn't stay. So I have Ziploc bags and stuff too. You know what's good? The bags that sheets come in, bedding, have a zipper. They're nice. And then you don't have to feel bad about the plastic. Listen, I'm not some eco warrior, but if I can reduce the amount of plastic that I dump in the world, I try to do that. I've only got one planet, you know. 45.4. I bet. Okay. They all have this blue on the tip, so I'm going to try to line up those seams. Okay, so that's down here, and that's about a quarter. And that's my problem when I get these big pieces is I'm never sure how much to offset so that when you sew that angle and open it, I mean, I get how to put the damn next fabric on and get it to work on the angle. It's sewing the big chunks together that sometimes mine aren't perfect. Okay. Violet Craft is a Portland, Oregon designer too. It's kind of neat. I forbid I could move that glass closer instead of reaching so far for it. Damn it. I'll have to press it all. Roger. One little piece at a time. How long have we been on? I can't see that from here. Right. Doesn't feel like long enough. Actually, let's do that. Got this one big area I've got to fix. At this moment, I think it's going to be fucking super glue. How do I want to do that? Do I want to adjust that? See, I'm off. There you are, right there and right there. But there's so much of an angle, that's where I'm not sure. This is where you get to see my true colors. Because I'm going to say, fuck it, it'll all come out in the end. We do not have to be perfect. Okay, 4, 5, 26, it says add 27 to this. Oh, 27 is going to go here. All right. How do we get that to be exact? I pick it up. Just a hair. Just a hair. Just a hair. I store them in 2.5 gallons of Ziploc bags. I have one that's in a bag. Hey, added is one of the numbers. Added is one of here I can well I was gonna say you can number it the one that I am holding out veto right. You are not alone. Now this one's at the shop. So maybe I'll bring it home. See, I just don't like that. That's fine. That's fine and straight. And this has this bigger 3/8 of an inch jog. I am not. necessarily fond of this. It's supposed to be like nuts on, man. Kind of feel like I need to straighten it. The old dog's walking. All right, we're gonna do the fuck it, leave it thing again. But I might have to do some trimming, I guess. You can get 2-gallon Ziploc bags too. Did you know they went that big? So like I said, I bought the shop in 2012, and I'd went to my first quilt retreat January of that year, and I still have that fucking thing. The one I'm holding veto rights over, my mom, that my adopted mom, just in case the stories come out further, but my adopted mom was working on a quilt and gave up on it because now I was younger. I didn't sew. I'm just going off memory. I think she said it shifted. So I think she like always went left to right. And so it parallelogrammed kind of, I think. And then 20, these guys go together. Okay. So we might have to trim that piece. Let's get this back out of the way. So I had this plan that I would finish this, but I wanted to know how to sew first. So then I figured out how to sew and have owned a quilt shop for 13 years and still haven't fucking touched it. So there's some emotional shit attached to it. So yeah, there could be a point where I'm like, yeah, it's not really gonna go. I think when I wrote down mom's quilt and put something else in parentheses with it, thinking if that number gets pulled and I can't handle the mom quilts, then I'll go to the other one. So the one UFO was since 2012. That's the one I started the year I bought the shop. Oops. It's the wall hanging. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not a machine. And then, so if you're talking about the mom one, it's technically, she died in, not 91, engaged in 92, married in 94. She died in 96. And it was a good 10 to 20 years old at that point. And it's in a bag in my bin over there. Yikes. Okay, so this side looks good. That side, a little over. I'm not dissing anybody because I can't say I can't. I don't know how, and I don't have the desire or time. But I could probably, if I had to, figure out how to make my own paper piecing pattern. But most of the ones I do, each section is exact when you go to sew it. I've had spots, a lot of spots actually, that are not on this. And I'm not a novice. I mean, I haven't got 30,000 hours. But, boy. And I have so much UFOs that I plan on just replacing a number when we get it done with another project. Okay, so I want to chunk that down in the water. All right, so you didn't hear me earlier, and hell, to be honest, I don't know if the volume was on when I said it. But let's have this be the last one of this mount hood, whether I'm done or not at the end of tonight. Let's get into the good shit. I say that thinking that I figured out how to do a big chunk of this stuff, but I streamed for 20 minutes with no volume. So, just a broad, man. Just a dumb broad. All right. I'll get it figured out eventually. And watch out, because they'll come up with something new, and I won't know how to do that. Hey, what's bit rate?
Is it saying you can turn it down?
No, it says I'm too low.
Bit rate is the speed at which you're
Uploading?
stuff. So we'll have to go into OBS and
Play with it.
turn the bit rate up. But you probably have the bit rate low enough that
I didn't notice it any of the other times, but I'm getting better at having the windows open
yeah.
so I can see everything.
It's possible. Like that's where you need more computer processing speed to upload some of that stuff, so we can tweak and find a good
Okay.
medium.
And I did it 20 minutes, no volume. Mic wasn't on.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It won't be the first time. It won't be the last.
Was the first time. Won't be the last time. Yeah. That's why it's like, by the time I get all this shit figured out, they'll go and change how it's done. All right, what are we doing now? We've done that section, so now we're in 28 is like that, and 29 is like that, right? Yes. What's the weather like in Georgia right now? Wait a minute. Where are you? Louisiana? I can't remember where you are. Oi. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yep. I'll probably stream again this weekend. I work Saturday, so it'll either be Sunday or Monday, probably. What's today? Tuesday. So, actually, it'll probably be like Thursday or Friday. And then, if you want to see more shit, you can always find us on Facebook at Material Magic Studio, and we do live open the box over there. That's fun. Okay. Louisiana, yes, it's hot. We're in a heat wave. We hit 100, but we're not real humid, which is helpful. I lived in New Jersey. I know what humid is. 29, 28 to 30, and 33 is like that. Oh, we're just over an hour. So let's sew this piece. And then, unless you're having fun and want to keep going, because you're the only one watching. If you want to keep going, the dog is pacing, but the husband's down here, so he could probably take care of it. this is way more fun when somebody's here because then I feel like I can tell you stories and not necessarily just speaking to air, which after a while gets kind of weird. So I totally fucked up. Let's say this while the husband's outside, so he doesn't hear it. So last night, yesterday, I stopped at the shop. We were closed, but my friend's son is getting married and we were doing some wedding favor stuff. And I mean, it was another like 98-degree day. And I saw this buck hanging out in my backyard at the shop. And they do. And even some of the mama deer come and leave their babies. It's kind of cute. We have a pair of twin babies with spots still. They're so cute. I haven't seen them in about a week though. Anyway, I saw the second year buck sitting in the backyard. And I worked after everybody left because, I'm insane like that. And when I went to leave, I saw the buck not in the backyard, but kind of over by my car, between my car and the recycling bin. I'm like, oh, poor thing is just fucking hot. He's panting. And so I have a little container outside. It's big. It's probably 2.5 feet by a foot and a half, maybe. And maybe about, oh, you can't see that, maybe about that deep. And so I've been putting water in it when it's really hot for all the little animals. And it had been out there. And so basically it's 100 degrees too. So I decided I'd pop down the steps and I would do it slowly because I didn't want to interrupt my friend there. And so I set my shit down and went down the back steps, turned on the water on my way past it, bent and picked up see, is that right? That's going to have to be because it's even. So I went and I dumped the water. He ran to the back of the property. I couldn't see him, but I knew he was still there. So I dumped the hot water, put cold water in it as fast as I could, and then saw a little bit of movement, so I backed out of the area, kicked off the water, went and sat in the car, moved my car to be in the shade because it's hot as fuck, and I watched him kind of move around a little bit. So I'm like, oh yay, he's gonna get something to drink, and I left. Are you seeing the problem yet with this here story? I left the door open. I left the fucking door open. I should have. Dear God. Thank God I'm not in some horrible metropolitan area, although I do have a feud with my neighbors, so that was a little nerve-wracking. Um, I pull in, not thinking anything of it. I whip into the parking spot. I actually back in so that I'm more in the shade when I go to leave. Got the windows down, grabbed all my shit. My plan was to set it all down, go change the water so it start out nice and cool. And I get to the bottom of the steps and I look up and my fucking back door is open. I mean, it was half open. And I'm like, picked up my shit, backed into the middle of the driveway, picked my phone up, all ready to call 911. And I'm like, okay, think about this. Think. And I went from leaning on the door frame to I'm going to go help that deer. And got done and got in the car and left. I didn't even latch the fucking door. Like, well, okay. Everything was there. It was nice. There was no family of anything living in, moving in. I wasn't sure if I was going to see raccoons or possums or maybe the deer came in because it was cool. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, oops, wrong scene. So Yeah, I basically had the shit scared out of me this morning. And then that lady with the fucking thread. And someone else came in and was like, "You don't have hardly any fabric." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." You do? First of all, I'd like to see you do it. Second of all, everything is triple what it was even just a couple of years ago. And going up with tariffs, I'd like to see you afford it. If you compare what we have currently to what we had 10 years ago, yeah, we're probably down. But I think if you compare my store with stores in the Portland metro area, I'm pretty average. Okay, so that's the next big section. I've only got one more section to do. So we used to have our, when I bought the shop, I moved the counter because it was in a very sucky spot. And then last year, it's been about a year, we moved it again. So now we are like right across from the door. And what's nice is now the windows I get to look out in are the acre, right about an acre that we have. So I get to look in the backyard and see all the deer. And I may not be able to know when the person that annoys me the most pulls into the parking lot, which is sometimes sucky, but I get to see the deer. And I got to see all the chickens when the fucking little chickens wouldn't leave me alone. If you want to end, fine, I'll catch you next time. I don't know. What is, oh, wind. Something was moving outside my window. Oh my God. All right, I'm good. I'm fine. We'll see. We'll play a little bit more. This was a demo that I was showing you, I think. So what the hell is this? There's A, and A is, where's my cheat sheet? Light purple. Okay. B, what the hell is that? That's a heart. All right. It looks like I went ahead and figured that out one other time. So what are you working on, Val? Val work, or do you prefer Valerie? It's a teeny tiny little piece. I'll go a little more, being as 20 minutes was freaking useless. You got to watch, just not here. I love animals. I had to watch a squirrel losing his shit in the freaking parking lot today. I don't know what he was up to. He dashed underneath my car and then went running out in the parking lot. At that point, I was done with shipping, so I didn't really say what else he did. But he, he was being a goof, that's for sure. A, B, and C. Hey, pacing dog, why don't you go outside? It's hotter than fuck, but Dad's out there. All right, let's see if I can salvage enough of that. Again, don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. Whoops. I don't even know what I'm fucking doing. So I gotta figure out how to open. Should we be the feral fiends? I fucked up when I opened and called everybody my feral friends, which is okay too. But that's not really what I was thinking I was gonna do. Okay, what do I gotta do? I'm gonna make that come here and there. I'm filling out all the paperwork for the All Pacific Northwest Shop Hop. Do you have a statewide shop hop there, Val? What a mess. I mean, I'm really freaking glad I do not have to um organize it. So it would suck. A, B, C, and D. Did you participate? Whoops. It's kind of fun. Might help if I do all the damn steps. It's too small. It's too small. Throw it away. Throw it away. August 2nd. They had one in Michigan in June, and ours is April and May. Two stores. That's okay. We went to two stores. We spread all out. I need another piece of this. I need a bigger piece of that. Yes, here's the big piece. But is there a small? Let's recycle. Yeah, I don't see that. And yet I threw that back in the bin like I could fucking get something out of that. Mm. Are you watching Wednesday? Ah, can't wait. We gotta wait till September to get the next 4 episodes. Ah, I don't like to wait. It's hard enough to wait for the next book in a series, which is why I don't think I could do the Libby thing because you have to be put on a waiting list, and that's not me. I need the next one now. What do you mean I don't have credit? That's how I am. All right. After this goal, I'm going to try foundation paper piecing. A log cabin blog. Good. That will be easy. I have the paper, and I figure it's very simple. It's a very forgiving block to begin with. When you've got paper for it to tell you which way to go, even better. Um, Before you start it, if you want, I I still have some papers at the shop from when I taught. Um, it wasn't foundation paper piecing, but there was a couple little tips that I got from an Eleanor Burns book that was super helpful for me. Did I do that right? A, B, the tiny piece. C. No, I did not. I went to E and didn't do D. Will that affect anything? Hang on. Yeah, it will. Worked all day and then come fucking all over you. It's just a tip. I mean, your paper is going to help you because it's going to be all numbered. But if you didn't do it by paper, the tip is more of a help you make sure that you turn it the same direction each time because it's kind of like a round robin. You sew one piece on and then press it open and then set it face down. And whatever that last piece you sewed, which happens to be this one, that would be your top. So that then you would pick it up and set it on top of the next 2.5 inch strip and sew those, cut it apart, turn it to where now you've got a new piece on top. They call that the handle. Well, that's what Eleanor Burns called it. So that's what I call it. Okay. Anyway, I think I have some half done pieces. If not, I'll whip a couple pieces out just so you can see what I mean by the handle. We're all here for each other. Oh, we can fuck up. But yeah, tips are good. Yeah, I'll get something together between now and the next time and see if I can show you. Teak. Did you say what you were working on now? Did I miss that? Oh wait, there's got to be some small pieces. It's not that big of a piece. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a no. I've had 18 views. Ooh. Probably shouldn't have this up to where I can see it so I don't like stress and obsess and shit. Okay. Just checking. Nope. How about we just take it way down here? We're gonna try it. What's the worst that'll happen? I'm gonna rip it out. Hey, old dog, how's it going? Hi, baby. It's not bedtime yet. You should be okay. It isn't, is it? No. You're way too early. You have enough time to pace the floors, go outside, and take another couple hour nap before you go to bed for the night. She's old. She's like 15. All right, what was that? Was that D? The D that I didn't actually end up doing it earlier? Yes. So now we're going to do E that I'd already done. All right. Now if I remember, C, D, E, E is the heart. Heart is groovy. Groovy. Hot, 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 hot. Funny thing, fabric stays hot. I miscut 5 fat quarters and had to make an unexpected run to the quilt shop. That never fucking happens. A 5 hour nap. You know, I wish. People walk into the store and then I have to get up. I was thinking about putting a recliner or even better, a Murphy bed into the shop, but then I would have to set up like one of those trip wires at the stairs to come up onto our deck and have it be an electric shock to me so that it would jolt me awake so I'd be awake by the time they made it in. Really? Is there 3 sections of groovy on here? Seems like a lot. Daisy, what are you doing? Heart, heart, heart. Yep. A, B, C, D, E. So I am going to do. Yeah, don't do that. Daisy, go outside with Dad. We have 4 dogs. The amount of people I get coming in because of a miscut. There's a few customers that I know that they actually just want one cut up. If the pattern calls for 1.5, they want 1 3/4. Technically, I should open the pattern and see what the biggest cut is. You know, like if you had to cut an 8-inch block, then just an additional quarter would have been enough. But I don't always do that. Val came in today and was wanting me to do fucking math. And I just sewed the wrong fabric on there. So I'm like, I need to know. Great, you're gonna make me do math. Not my favorite. Okay, so you want a 3-inch border, so that means you're cutting it at 3.5. Okay, and what size is your quilt? And I'm looking right at her holding her piece of paper on the counter, down on the counter. And her note says that this thing quilt is 44 by 60 currently. And she looks up at me and she goes, "It's 40 by 60." I'm like, "Well, that says 44." She goes, "Yeah, it's 44 by 60." And then probably my least favorite is when they pull this. Okay, I would like a 3-inch border. I want it to finish at 3 inches. So that means you'll be cutting it at 3.5 for that. And then I want a border of this, and I'll be doing a border of that. So I need you to calculate those two. Well, that's not easy because then you have to look at, well, if it's 44 by 60 and you add 3 inches to each side, so then you're 50 by 66, and then you have to use the new measurement to calculate the next thing. And when there's more than one, I feel like just screaming. We should have a disclaimer sign up that says no math is guaranteed. You should double check it yourself. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I did a whole well, I'm not done with it. It's kind of it bounces from a work in progress to a UFO. But I was doing paper piecing Harry Potter. That is not big enough to do jack shit with. Why is it still in there? That's too big. That, no. And that's kind of cool. It's got all the characters in it. I got a couple right here. I don't know how to turn this though so you can see them all. Eep. And I never turned it. There we go. Okay. Garbage, not garbage. G-H. Need to get one of those banners like the elementary schools have with the alphabet on it. Oh, slip a little. Still okay. And what are we? Both of those were confetti. Okay. Bring that back down here. Nope. Nope. Bird. Here. Yeah. Yeah. There. I use an app for those calculations, and then I just buy extra in case. Do you do the Robert Kaufman had an app? I don't know if they still have it. A lot of people use or have used the Robert Kaufman app. There's also a really cool reference tool book. It's a spiral bound book, and it has a bunch of cool information in it, like that kind of thing. Kind of nice. Kind of nice. And I think I have those, so I can put a link to those on the website so you can look and see what I'm talking about. Anybody can Kaufman someone needs. Yeah. And yeah, once you record your stuff that you like to have, a 5-inch overhang or blah, then they definitely calculate it. I've double checked myself with it before. I've had it downloaded, never used it. We got to do the hard way. I do wonder, when I first bought the shop, somebody needed a back, and I still wonder if I calculated that right, or whether I got them way too much fabric. Oi, oi, doink. There we go. There's one more piece. Oh, there's a bunch that's just solid background. There's 2, 3. Those are big pieces. Almost. So these 3 are background only. So I really only have those 3 that have a bunch of piecing in it. Let's see. Well, Val, I think I'm gonna call it for tonight because I was bad. I didn't go to the bathroom before we started, and now I need to go. So I'll probably sign off, but it'll probably be Thursday, Friday, and I will come do this again, but we'll do the first spin and do something new. So number your shut, get ready, get something to drink. Well, you can move around all you want. And then we'll play later this week. So thanks, Pharaoh Beans, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye. Have a good